Xi Jinping's big day, overseeing the PLA's new kit. The parade is over, and what a parade it was. I mean, the most striking thing was how it all began, with Xi striding along next to Russia's Vladimir Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un. It's the first time the three dictators have been in the same place ever before. And there they were, broadcasting that across homes in China. People here all tuned in for this big event, or many people here are, but of course beamed across the world, across the region and into the White House to be seen by Donald Trump. Xi Jinping posturing that he is a leader on the international stage and he is the head of a powerful bloc in the international system. And gosh, it's been a big few days for him. Before this military parade, he's been in Tianjin hosting the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Now, Narendra Modi was also along for that. And incredibly, the China-India relationship really warmed up over those days. Again, with Donald Trump in the White House as an audience for that. That time, Modi really playing to that, but Xi being the beneficiary. And the head of the United Nations, the Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, he's been over here endorsing Xi's great new global order. But today, it was about hard power. It was about the People's Liberation Army's new missiles, their new tanks, their new fighter jets overhead in huge numbers. And yeah, just missiles and tanks and troops going on and on and on for well over an hour. Now, there's a lot of sniggering made about the precision and the time and fuss that China's army puts into goose-stepping, but today was a demonstration that there's a lot more than that to the PLA in 2025. There's some seriously formidable equipment that was on display here. And Australia's military attaché, who was the official representative, he had a lot of things to take notes about. And he'll be reporting that back to Canberra. And there'll be, frankly, lots to keep them worried. Now, he was the official, along with the political counsellor, the official Australian representation. But of course, there was also a former Australian Premier along, and amazingly, a cancellation from his fellow former Premier. Dan Andrews was here. He was greeted warmly by Xi Jinping and his wife and shook his hand just before Xi gathered with Putin and Kim to mark the start of the parade. An incredible image for an Australian, for me watching, to see that beamed on the TV. Dan Andrews from Victoria shaking Xi Jinping's hand before he went off with that club of dictators. Wow. And all as the Australian government's been trying to send a strong signal that it wants to demote, and it has demoted its official diplomatic representation here. Well, Dan Andrews had no qualms about turning up, but Bob Carr, the former foreign minister, but much longer serving former New South Wales Premier, he is in Beijing, but he didn't turn up. He's a late cancellation. So, a twist in the parade, at least for the Australia representation here. A huge day and lots to digest here, and frankly, some pretty chilling images of authoritarian leaders who've got big ideas for the future of the world. It's Will Glasgow, the Australia's North Asia correspondent, coming to you from Tiananmen Square in Beijing.